simulations and with all this modeling, we could optimize AdBlue consumption a lot. And when we introduced OBD2 over OBD1, result was that we were able to reduce the consumption by up to 2% of diesel.
Most of our solutions now are available on cloud. Cloud democratize technology. It is easy access for suppliers who are not able to invest upfront money in technology.
The mobility industry is at a tipping point where AI-driven simulation and virtual modeling are becoming the new standard in engineering. As demand rises for faster innovation, sustainable design, and smarter products, manufacturers are leaning into digital tools that can shorten cycles and amplify creativity. In this episode of India Leadership Talks, we are joined by Mr. Sachin Agrawal, who's Executive Vice President, Product Development at Eicher Trucks and Buses, and Mr. Tanuj Mittal, Senior Director Sales, Customer Solution Experience at Dassault Systems India. Together we explore how AI and virtual engineering are transforming the how and what of product development. From electric powertrains and cabin engineering to real-time simulation and intelligent lifecycle management. Hello and welcome to India Leadership Talks. Today we are joined by Mr. Sachin Agrawal of Volvo Eicher Commercial Vehicles and Mr. Tanuj Mittal from Dassault Systems. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Sachin, first of all, I would like to understand from your experience about how AI-based modeling and simulation has helped in your product development journey and with the growing complexities in the new terms.
So as you rightly said, that complexity is increasing now day by day. If you see multiple powertrain options that are coming, we see electromobility, we see fuel cell, we see hydrogen. So everything, all this coming. And if you see the powertrain today, it has become so complex. If you see, say, electric powertrain, you see the battery dynamics, high voltage system, power electronics, lot of system integration is coming into picture. And all this is increasing complexity so much that if we try to design, simulate systems through traditional means, it is highly time consuming. And also it takes a lot of effort in terms of money, investment, and product development time becomes huge. So then it comes the need of AI or simulations that can actually expedite the product development life cycle. So some of the key areas and the approach that we take on using this type of technologies. So to starting with, if you see the interaction between different systems. So earlier time we used to say that what is vehicle? Vehicle used to be mostly mechanical with slightly electronics or electrical coming into it. Now today we see it is mix of mechanical, electrical and lot of thermals. So all these domains which are coming into. So how to establish linkage between them. So there comes use of multi-domain analysis wherein we are able to handle various domains. For example, if a EV product is running on road, now with different duty cycle, what is battery behavior, how temperatures are changing, all these things are very important. Now these things cannot be simulated through traditional way. And here we have lot of AI enabled tools which can actually help. Similarly, product validation, which is very important area. Now, how much data you generate through physical test? So you have some data through physical testing, but then you have lot of synthetic data through simulation. Now you plug these two things and that helps into creating a robust solution. Similarly, when you generate any option for design, you then generate multiple options. You have lot of database, you have lot of past history. You use that past history and database to create multiple iteration, and through AI, you can expedite the design iterations. So like in our organization, we say that we have multiple departments and collaboration between those departments is very important. Similarly, vehicles have become very complex now. We have hardware, we have software, we have systems. So basically AI is acting as a bridge now to help these three systems, hardware, software and various systems, to integrate, to talk to each other, collaborate and evolve a good product.
So Tanuj, picking what the Sachin said about the growing complexities in the product development and the needs that market is coming up with, and they're already in the fourth frontier of transformation, especially on the digital side. How Dassault system is enabling this shift with the design optimization and growing complexities?
Like Sachin mentioned, no more these days the vehicle are just primarily mechanical. It is a combination of mechanical, electrical, electronics, and a lot of software now is coming, which means we are working on a system, not just in isolation on a simple component. Then this means that all the stakeholders who are responsible for these areas has to come together in terms of designing and validating the system before they even embark on prototyping. So this MBSC approach powered by 3D Experience platform from Dassault System is one such facilitation we are doing. Second is ModSim, where traditionally the way design and simulation happens, you design something first, then it is given to simulation engineers. They do the simulation, they highlight the pitfalls, go back to design. And this is a continuous and iterative process, takes a lot of time. But now with the demand from the industry where time to market is quite essential, we have to squeeze this development time, and ModSim facilitate that part, which means both designer as well as simulation expert, they are working on a common platform, and designer is empowered early in the process to predict the simulation or the behavior of the component he is designing through ModSim approach. And the last one is AI, of course. At the organization level, if I would have to say, they already have a lot of historical data which has been accumulated through physical testing. This data, when combined with the simulation model, makes it much more intelligent, faster and accurate when the simulation comes in. So these are the three plays I want to highlight when it comes to Dassault system.
Right. Got it. Sachin, you talked about the complexities, about the different form factor. Also, now we're talking about different set of fuels from EVs, hydrogen, CNG, even diesel is also coming into the play when it comes to the trucking. How do you see the Indian future of trucking, and how do you see the simulation, especially the AI, playing an important role, reducing the time for prototypes? You mentioned about that, but are there any examples that you can share?
So actually, Deepanshu, we are in fortunate era. Our product development engineers, they are actually getting opportunity to work on 6 different fuel technologies. So it is electric, it is hydrogen, it is fuel cell, it is biodiesel, CNG, LNG and diesel. So with all this complexity, I think the thing which is most important for us is creating modular architecture and parameter based modeling. So these are the two main important things. So to start with our vehicle architecture, if we see, if we have to handle this complexity of increasing options and also the way digitalization is coming into picture, customer is demanding many features, safety is becoming very important. So with all these aspects, one very important thing is that we have a virtual integration of complete vehicle platform in such a way that we can plug and play various modules. So for example, the recent ProX platform that we have developed in Eicher, we have launched it in EV, electric powertrain, but at the same time we have ensured that this platform is suitable for all the fuel options that are possible. So where we have placed the electric powertrain today, tomorrow I want to bring diesel version, CNG version, I can simply remove the electric powertrain and put my diesel powertrain or CNG powertrain, or going forward maybe hydrogen also. So that is the modular architecture that we have built into. Now this is at complete vehicle level, but at the same time now the aggregates which we are using, for example battery packs or for example hydrogen storage or e-axles, now these also have to be scalable. We should be able to, we cannot design for every product, we cannot design a new system. So we need to ensure that we make them in such a way that once I have designed a e-axle, Now with same model, same changing some parameters, I can convert it into slightly larger or maybe some different weight or some different constraints on the packaging. So those can be packaged. So all this, what is happening is, because of all this, we are able to manage the complexity that is increasing. At the same time is also reducing. And if you ask me broadly, if I see 3 years back and today, in most of the cases, we have been able to reduce up to 40% of physical prototyping. And even in simulations, what engineers are doing is that, for example, they have to simulate some powertrain. So they are creating some base templates on the simulation. And depending on the change in powertrain parameters, they are just using those templates to modify for different product requirement. So all this is helping actually into reducing the product development time and also the physical prototyping.
So what I have been able to gather from Sachin's viewpoint and the answers that he's given, they're already on the forefront of the virtual first mindset. How are you solving the key challenges when it comes to technology deployment in different product teams? And how do you see the AI use cases going forward?
Right. I mean, of course, VECV, leaders like VECV has to set the trend in the industry for industry to adopt digital technologies. And that paves the ways not only for others, but also for suppliers. Particularly for Dassault system, we are trying to combine data which is available with an organization with the simulation technology which we offer, which means now going forward, the time it takes and the accuracy with which simulations gets an output is drastically enhanced. So that is how we are trying to develop something. Secondly, the other challenge is of skill. Simulation, specifically high-end simulation, requires a lot of skilled manpower. There, we are trying to propose virtual assistant for companies here, which will help the user to cut down the non-value-add activities, and he can focus on his core competence and knowledge in terms of driving simulation. And third and most important part is the cultural shift itself within an organization. Traditionally, we are used to designing first and sequentially do the simulation. But no more these silos are acceptable if we have to, deliver this kind of portfolio what Sachin just talked about, which means that both designer as well as the simulation expert has to work hand in hand in terms of leveraging the technology. So that is where we are working along with organizations.
Sachin, want to understand from me, can you give me one practical use case of, the deployment done at your Volvo Eicher while developing any product, any practical story that you have?
I can give you many examples for this.
Especially on the sides of the digital twin simulation and the AI-led thing.
Okay, so if you'll see the uptime services that we have in Eicher, which is actually which has set the standard in Indian industry, that itself is a major example of digital twin. But I can give you a couple of examples wherein we have used it practically to meet customer requirement. Now, in 2020, we had this BS6 coming into India, and then we introduced one new thing, AdBlue or urea in our vehicles. Now customers, if you see in commercial vehicle, it was very difficult for them to understand why should they fill one more fuel.
One more fuel.
They are already filling diesel.
Right.
Why should they fill one more fuel?
Yeah, and even the cost, because
and yes, because of commercial vehicle, cost was also very critical thing. So, in 2020, we decided to have all our 100% vehicle as connected vehicle. So that was the time when we launched BS6. Now between 2020 to 2023, this was the time when BS6 OBD1 was running in field, and we migrated to OBD2 powertrains from 2023. During development for OBD2, because we were hearing a lot of voices from market, from customer, that why should they use AdBlue, why so much of cost should be added, we decided to work on digital twin model by using AI. All the data that we have collected from almost more than 100,000 vehicles in field, related to AdBlue consumption, various duty cycles, the emissions on various duty cycle, where actually we need to optimize, where we should inject urea, where we can avoid urea. So with all this simulations and with all this modeling, we could optimize AdBlue consumption a lot. And when we introduced OBD2 over OBD1, result was that we were able to reduce the consumption by up to 2% of diesel. So which is a significant cost saving for customer. Now, second example, I can jump to electromobility side.
Yes.
So we know that in Eicher, we live for ensuring that we are mileage covered. So we see that fuel efficiency is the key for our product. Now when it moves to electromobility, it came that how to get that same advantage into electric vehicles. So there came then the point of range. All of us know that when it comes to EV, range anxiety is something which is very, very important for any customer. So we said that how to ensure that we give the maximum range to our customer. And here again, we started working on a lot of test vehicles, lot of field deployed vehicles, again mapping the duty cycles, ensuring that regeneration, which is one very important element for getting higher range, regeneration is optimized, at the same time performance is optimized. Now a lot of energy goes into cooling of batteries. So how to optimize the battery cooling. So all these things cannot be done theoretically or through manual calculations or traditional way of simulation. All this has been possible through various algorithms based on digital twin, which we created a lot of simulations around that, helped by a lot of data that we have generated from field. So data analytics and all these algorithms, collectively we could ensure that we are giving a product which is best in class. And today the Pro-X range EV, which we have launched in market, it has the best in class range with respect to any other competition product in industry. So all this has been possible through use of digital twins and various AI-led simulations.
And Tanuj, building on to that, like there are different use cases that Sachin has just mentioned. How tailored simulation solutions has helped, and how are you building onto that in terms of providing technologies to companies like VECV?
So now the question comes about simulation fidelity. And for a widespread adoption of simulation as a tool, people have to believe the output given by simulation tools. If you only consider the physics part, when you combine the actual test data with the simulation model, the output which you get is near to the actual product. So that is one area where we work extensively, and 3D Experience platform from our side facilitate that. Second area is related to the process which we adopt in simulation, design and simulation. So there we have come up with something called industry process experience. Historically, all these processes have been done multiple times, and there are some best practices and proven ways of doing, for example, cabin airflow analysis. So in industry process experience offering from our side, these processes are already, the best practices are already captured. And these are made available to the designer and simulation expert to cut down on the non-productive time and create a kind of a consistency in the approach. Third is the human dimension. We are also have offerings related to virtual human, which when contextualized in a, let's say, vehicle setup, how this interaction happens, what can be the variables and how to take care of it. So that is the third one. And the last one is, of course, AI. How do you leverage virtual twin, which is closed loop? So we don't just rely only till the test data. We also go beyond this when the product is actually used. You collect a lot of field data, a lot of experiences, and give it back to the virtual twin, what Sachin was mentioning. And then you make this virtual twin more intelligent so that the overall development time is reduced.
Got it. So now let's talk about the supplier ecosystem. Digital transformation is as strong as the ecosystem it can integrate. So how like Volvo Eicher as well as Dassault is helping suppliers to get into this particular ecosystem of digital transformation and handhold them so that, even at not just at the OEM level, but at the supplier level as well, they are able to produce right product at the right time.
So rightly said. I think today whatever products we develop, product development is a common effort today. Some work is done by us as OEMs, but lot of it is also being done by tier 1 and tier 2 suppliers. And their parts are coming and sitting onto our complete system. So 3 or 4 things that is helping actually creating this ecosystem. Number one is that we have created now common way of communicating between us and suppliers. So we have standardized file formats that we communicate between complete network. So that helps into understanding very clearly that what we want to talk about. Number two is that some uses of cloud is also helping. Now what is happening, some of the simulation tools which we are putting on cloud. So some few of the small suppliers, they cannot invest into HPC and computing and all those things. So they can use those simulation tools on cloud, and data can also sit on the cloud. Third thing I would like to mention is that one very important parameter is on the IP. We will own some intellectual property which we would not like to share with supplier. At the same time, suppliers will also own some of the intellectual property which they would not like to share with us. So on all these tools, there are very good, I would say, access controls which we have been able to create, so that we have trust among each other. We know that when we are collaborating with each other, we are in safe hand. And taking this journey ahead, in fact, we are now working with some of the suppliers to create some innovation lab. So wherein we can more collaboratively work on some of these technologies on simulation side, on AI side, to handle future product complexity which we are seeing going forward.
I will second what Sachin just said, and as an organization, it is our endeavor to work closely with organization like VECV to make available those technologies which will facilitate the issues which Sachin has highlighted. For example, most of our solutions now are available on cloud. Cloud democratize technology. It is easy access for suppliers who are not able to invest upfront money in technology. We also provide 3D experience platform which enables collaboration between all stakeholders, whether it is OEM, whether it is supplier, or any other dimension. Also in a secured and trusted manner. Because no more we work in isolation. Our product is developed with the combination of many people and many technologies together. And this IP issue which Sachin highlighted is very important. And this security aspect is built in platform which we offer to the organization.
How do you see the future of trucking in India, and especially when the technologies like AI are now rapidly getting an adoption? How do you see, where do we go from here to next 3 to 5 years?
So a lot of digitalization is going to define the product for future. Couple of most important changes which customer is going to see. If you see, the focus on safety today for trucks is limited in India, whereas it has gone in developed market. If we see, safety is the buzzword for product development. So that is the first major change that is going to come in Indian trucking industry when we see in future. And this will be driven by all the digitalization. So whether it is ADAS, whether it is braking system which is electronically controlled, or safety system related to steering. So all these digitalization of product is going to drive the technology. And second most important thing is going to come is sustainability. So all of us now in industry, we are very much concerned on the CO2 that we are generating. And not only CO2 that we are generating from the product uses, but also the complete life cycle, starting from product development to up to recycling stage. What is the CO2 or equivalent gases that we are generating? So these are the two key things which are going to define the future. And to enable this, we see that lot of different fuel options or lot of different technologies related to automation which are going to come. And very important thing is that value that we are creating for customer. the definition of value will change over period of time. So if we see today some of the big fleet owners, when our sales marketing team, they interact with them, the first thing they are asking is not about fuel efficiency or performance, they are asking about carbon emission. So that is the way it is going to. Now some of the operators, they have defined safety features which they say that this has to be there in truck, then only you can participate in tender. So these are the type of things which are actually going to change the future, how we look the trucking.
Final question to Sachin. How do you see this AI trend going forward, not just from the product development stage, but also in the overall organizational stage? Where are the areas that you're working, and how are you preparing for this disruption that is happening in one of many decades?
So AI is everywhere. Actually, if you see today, our operations team, they are working on Industry 5.0, and they are also working on that how do they transform their manufacturing operations to much more efficient, data-based, analysis-based tools and methodologies that can actually improve their productivity or improve their efficiency. So similarly, our sales and marketing, a lot of customers data which is available, users pattern, duty cycles, all this data is helping into curating that right product which is required, which they can ask to us, then we can develop that product which is suitable for actual customer application. So AI, we are seeing the requirement across all the platforms, and with lot of young engineers who are available with the I would say the in industry today, with lot of talent, it is actually fortunate thing for us in India that they are able to capture these technologies or tools very efficiently, and they are able to embrace these tools in such a way that we are able to provide much better solutions and products for our customers.
Got it. Thank you so much for joining us today at India Leadership Talks.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Deepanshu. Thank you, Tanuj.
From BS6 upgrades to next-gen EVs, in this episode of India Leadership Talks, we dived into how companies like Volvo Eicher commercial vehicles and tech leaders like Dassault Systems are using AI and virtual twins to speed up product development. With modular design, smart modeling and cloud simulations becoming the norm, building safer, greener vehicles is faster and more cost-effective than ever. AI is no longer a choice, it's at the heart of every step, from design to testing to launch. So don't miss the new episode this Thursday. Together we are shaping the future of India's manufacturing.